Alright, motherfuckers, I wanted to make a little video on this Matt Osborne situation. For everybody who doesn't know, and they probably don't know, Matt Osborne's the original Doink the Clown. He worked for WWE in like 94 and 95. Doink the Clown. Probably one of the most hated wrestlers of all time, even when he was a face, because it was goofballish. It was a terrible time for WWE during these years. He was never a top guy, but he was very prevalent on the shows during that time. They made Doink the Clown a pretty big mid carder. He never held any titles or anything, but the spotlight was on Doink the Clown for many matches and pay per views and stuff. And Doink the Clown's a very famous, WWE, WWF wrestler, whatever it may be. But anyway, it's not the point of the video. Is to complain about something from, fucking 2 decades ago. No, this is a video about something that's been making me sick to my stomach lately, as it relates to this very topic. Matt Osborne's family is suing WWE because they feel that the injuries he suffered, brain injuries, concussions, and such, led to his drug abuse and depression and other things like that. These are things that are very similar to the whole Chris Benoit situation. Many people misconstrue that the Chris Benoit situation had to do with steroids. It also had to do with a concussion and probably a combination of everything altogether. Now, we've talked about these concussions and everything a lot on this channel. You know how I feel about it. I feel, not to sound heartless, but injuries are a part of wrestling. Now, wrestling may not be considered a sport here in the U.S. It's sports entertainment, or now it's just entertainment. Whatever. It's professional wrestling. It's a physical sport. It's a physical activity. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. A physical form of entertainment. Now, what they do in WWE is really not that much different than what they do in the UFC. It's people who are trained to hurt each other, pretty much. Now, WWE is fake, of course, and the term's fake, meaning that it's planned out. There really is nothing fake about what these guys do. They're actually, a lot of times really getting hurt. You telling me when you get slammed, they know how to take the move properly without landing on their neck. That's what it means when it's fake. It's not like a real fight, like boxing, where they're all taking the full brunt of the punches, and like the UFC. They're not taking the full brunt of it. But they are still landing on their necks, landing on their heads, landing every which way on their back. All these injuries and everything. A lot of people say it's because they get fucked up. No. The thing is, people get hurt all the time. You're weakening those body parts. If you're continuously falling on your back, constantly putting so much pressure and tension and so much pain on your body is going to break down over time. And that is just a tax that you have to pay when you are in the physical job like this. All these guys know what they signed up for when they became professional wrestlers. They knew they were going to get hurt. They knew that somewhere down the line a bone was going to break or a muscle would tear or something like that. You're telling me that Triple H was surprised when his quadricep muscle, tore? No, it was not really. Or when Stone Cold's neck got injured. You don't hear any of these guys say, "Oh, I'm surprised by this." No. There's no mystery that when you're in a sport like this, you're going to get injured. You're going to meet with some unpleasantness, to say the very least. And that's putting it very mildly. But you know what you're getting yourself into. Like, when you become a football player that you're going to get tackled. You know that you're going to get hurt. You know that sooner or later something bad's going to happen. It's not just going to be, easy going. You're not going to be frolicking through a fucking flowery meadow. Can't say that for some reason, but anyway, you're not going to be la 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 la. That's not how it goes in professional wrestling. And everybody knows that, unless you're a fucking idiot. You know that that's how it is. And I'm sorry to say that sounds heartless, We've now gotten to the point where it's almost ridiculous. We've taken out all the staples in professional wrestling pretty much. We're not allowed to have, blood. We're not allowed to have chair shots and all that. And the thing is, it's up to the athletes. If they want to do it, they should be allowed to. It's their bodies. That's the thing in life. We're so concerned about making choices for people. And this even transcends outside of wrestling. Everybody wants to say this is good for you, that's bad for you, and you should follow this path and not that path, and do it that way and do it this way. When is enough enough? When it's fucking up things in life. And, I know it sounds kind of crazy. You might just say it's just wrestling, but, the wrestling is playing right into the hands of everything else. Just like the lawyer for WWE says, and you could read this over on No DQ, it's an official statement. He said this is just like a lot of the NFL concussion lawsuits. It's just a fucking cheap way of getting money. They all knew, everybody in Matt Osborne's family knows that he was a professional wrestler. And somewhere down the line, he was bound to get injured. He was bound to get a concussion because wrestlers fall on the back of their heads every single fucking night. When they hit the mat, that's it. Some part is going to ache. You're going to be in pain, and your body's going to break down over time. You're on the road so many times now. We've heard a lot of things, people on PW Torch talk about an off-season for WWE and shit like that, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really think that will solve a lot of problems. But we get all these different theories, harebrained theories, and whatever, everybody's got their own idea of, what wrestlers should be doing. But here's the thing. Does anybody ever actually talk to these athletes and say, hey, do you want to take a chair shot? Some of these people do, like Mick Foley. He took all those bumps and chair shots. Well, I'm not saying that Vince Russo and McMahon didn't talk to him about all these big spots that he was going to do, like the Hell in a Cell thing. But the thing was, Mick Foley wanted to do a lot of those spots because, he's an athlete. He's an entertainer, and just like an actor. He wants to put on the best performance possible. And if that's what these wrestlers want to do, if that's how they feel, would make the best show possible, why not let them do it? Instead, everyone's getting fucking nervous, and this is a problem. And this transcends wrestling, like I said. There's too many frivolous lawsuits. There's too much of this, too much of fucking that. And, where does it, draw the line? You got to think outside the box here. It's like, they're coming down on wrestling because, a difference of opinion. Yes, okay, so I'm not denying that, people are getting hurt here and everything, and, that's, supposed to be a serious thing, but are we supposed to act like we don't know that they're wrestlers and that's what's going to happen? There's physicality. For God fucking sakes, you could even get injured in baseball. Should we stop fucking throwing, balls? Should we stop pitching baseballs in baseball games? Because one day a baseball might hit somebody in the fucking head and kill a motherfucker. And I think that might have happened in the past. I don't fucking know. I don't watch baseball. I'm not a sports fan. I don't know these statistics. But what I'm saying is there's a risk in every single form of physical activity. We're banning moves left and right. The world champions curb stomp is banned. We're banning this. We're banning that. You can't say this. You can't do that. You can't do the other thing. And it's basically, they might as well not even be wrestling anymore because it's so fucked up. There's so many barriers and things that you can't do, so many taboos. And we forget that, this is wrestling. It's wrestling. They're supposed to wrestle. meaning to be physical with one another. And that is what it's supposed to be. You know, like I said, where do you draw the line with all this shit? Because this is the reason why WWE is in the current state that they are. They're scared to do fucking anything because they are scared shitless that they're going to get lawsuits like this. So they're trying to prevent unnecessary concussions. But the thing is, there are going to be more concussions. There's going to be a lot more. Because as long as there's wrestling, there is going to be fucking concussions. That's just how it is when there is a physical activity going on. You can't prevent it. There is no fucking way. It's just something that is bound to happen when you're in this business. And what is so fucking hard to understand about this? A guy like Vince McMahon, who's been in this business for how fucking long now? How long's he been in this fucking business for, huh? Like close to 40 fucking years? Not counting, since he's been running it, but he's been around this business since he's a fucking kid. So, here's the thing. He should fucking know that this is just the way how it's going to be. He's going to be getting lawsuits because there's frivolous lawsuits all over the fucking place. You've got families suing families for whatever fucking reason. You could sue anybody based on anything. Lawyers want money. They will take any fucking case. You go to the appropriate lawyer and they're gonna fucking, take your money based on whatever fucking case you got. Hey, you want to sue somebody over something stupid? Alright, I'll make some money off of that. That's the thing. Lawyers want money. And McMahon knows this. The guy hates fucking lawyers. He's even fucking said that on Raw. He's even wrote it into his own promos. So with that knowledge, with that in mind, why is this such a surprise? This is fucking stupid. Why is this allowed to continue? This is what's so crazy about laws in just about any country. You could fucking sue anybody based on anything. I mean, this is like suing a milk company because you spilt the milk. Oh, I spilt your product. You should make it unspillable. I mean, here's the thing. You knew, that this is a possibility. You bought, the milk. You could spill it. You know what I mean? That's how it is. You just can't sue everybody based on everything. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. You can't fucking sue because things might happen. Especially when it's kind of expected. It's what I'm saying. So the Osborne family is just fucking fucked up, just like every other single fucking family that keeps suing in the NFL or any fucking wrestling organization. You're fighting over something that's just completely fucking stupid. I mean, the reason for these injuries is obvious. They're wrestlers. So you're just going to sue because he's a wrestler and this is his line of work? I mean, yeah, it's like if you're a construction worker and you're up on one of those high steel beams and you fall off. It's your fault. You were a construction worker. You knew you were going to be up high. You knew you were going to be doing these certain things. Are you going to sue based on that? It's like it comes with the territory. There's dangers in every single thing that you do. You're a lifeguard. You could drown. Do you know what I mean? It's just that. You're a cop. You could get shot. You're a firefighter. You could die in a fire. These are workplace hazards. There we go. There's a term that I should have said way earlier in this video. Workplace hazards that can't be prevented. That's just the way how things are. I am sorry. I wish we could all live in fucking bubbles for the rest of our lives. I wish that bad things don't happen. But they do. That's life. Life is fucked up. It's full of horrible, grotesque, bad things, icky things. Woo, you know what I mean? Come on. And we're just gonna keep on fucking watering down the product constantly because of lawsuits like this. Concussions are never going to go away. People are going to botch moves. They're going to be falling over and over night after night because that's what wrestlers do. There's no way you can put an end to any of this shit. I am sorry, McMahon. I am sorry, lawyers. I am sorry, fans who worship this PG style of wrestling. I'm sorry, but there's just no way that you could fucking just water this down to the point, unless there's just promos and there's no more in-ring action. That's the only fucking thing that can be done to prevent these things from happening. So, this Osborne shit is fucking madness. It's fucking stupid, and it's fucking moronic. And of course, this is going to go around and around in circles, and people are going to have all these different opinions, just like the whole thing with the Ultimate Warrior and his death not being, a reflection of his steroid use, even though we all knew that that was possible. And just by me saying that, people are going to attack me. The thing is, it's quite obvious is what I'm saying with things. You got to use your brain when it comes to certain things like this. It's not WWE's fault that Osborne died. He got a concussion. When he signed the contract in WWE, he already knew there was people that got injuries before him. He knew this going in. He fucking knew this. He knew that wrestlers before him got injured. It was just a fact right there. He already knew about injuries that were sustained prior to him signing a motherfucking contract. Okay? So let's not fucking act like this was some big fucking mystery, something that totally shocking that just fucking happened to him. Because this is McMahon's fault and shit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's McMahon's fault, but we can't blame him because he's a wrestler and he got injured, and that's just how it is. So there we go. We can go around and around in circles in this video saying he said, she said, and all that shit. It really doesn't matter. They're fucking wrestlers, football players, boxers, whatever it is. They're gonna get injured. That's the fucking fact of life right there. Sorry if you disagree, but that's just the way how things are.